The supermarket was buzzing with the usual chatter, until one man's black card got declined. Shoppers smirked, the cashier laughed, and humiliation filled the air. But then a 7-year-old girl stepped forward, and what she did next silenced the entire store, forever changing the life of a billionaire. It started out as just another afternoon. Groceries being scanned, beeps echoing through the aisles, and people waiting impatiently in line. But when a man in a sharp tailored suit reached the cashier, everything shifted. He handed over his sleek black card. Swipe, declined, another try. Declined again. Whispers spread like wildfire. Shoppers leaned closer, smirking at the scene. The cashier couldn't contain her laughter, loud and mocking. The man lowered his eyes, his jaw tight. At his side stood a little girl, tugging gently at his hand, her eyes wide with worry. No one in that store knew who he was. No one realized the fortune that followed his name. All they saw was a man embarrassed in front of strangers. That man was Alexander Grant, a billionaire whose empire stretched across skyscrapers and steel. But here, in this tiny grocery store, stripped of his wealth, he was just another customer whose card had failed. And then, something extraordinary happened. The little girl, no older than 7, reached into her pocket. With trembling hands, she pulled out 3 wrinkled bills and a few coins. It wasn't much, allowance money maybe, but she held it out to the cashier and whispered that she wanted to help pay. The entire store froze. The laughter died instantly. People watched in stunned silence as this child, who had so little, offered everything she had. For the first time in decades, Alexander felt his heart soften. This girl had reminded him of something money could never buy: humility and compassion. Tears welled in his eyes as he thanked her. She didn't care about skyscrapers, power, or billions. To her, he was just a man in need. That night, Alexander couldn't sleep. The image of that little girl offering her last coins haunted him. He realized true wealth wasn't about possessions. It was about kindness. The very next week, news broke across the country. Alexander Grant announced a foundation dedicated to helping struggling families. Grocery bills were quietly paid off. Homes repaired. Scholarships given to children who never dreamed of college. And at the heart of this change was that little girl in her purple shirt, the girl who had offered him 3 crumpled bills. Alexander never let her family struggle again, but he didn't flaunt her kindness. He honored it, protecting her dignity, and ensuring she grew up with love and opportunity. Years later, when people spoke of Alexander Grant, they didn't talk about his skyscrapers or his billions. They remembered the day his card declined, and a child's small act of kindness transformed his life. That became his true legacy, not wealth, but compassion. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, subscribe to HQ Infinite Stories, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that kindness has the power to change lives. Now tell me in the comments, if you had been that little girl, would you have done the same? Because in the end, true wealth is not measured in money. It's measured in kindness, in courage, and in the simple acts of humanity that echo far beyond what we can imagine.